Namaste, welcome everyone. My name is Kassandra and I'm going to take you through this 10-minute morning yoga practice with my kittens. So I've mentioned it a few times here on YouTube, but I foster cats from time to time, and I currently have this mom. I don't know if she's in the frame, but I have a mother and her 4 kittens. So I got her when she was pregnant and she had her babies about 5 weeks ago. So this is my first time trying to film and practice with these little guys. We'll see how it goes. There's a 4th one back there just kind of sleeping, but you know what? I just figured it'd be funny to get them on camera. They love my yoga mat. They have definitely been ruining my props. I have to really put my mats away and stuff like that because they just love that area. But anyway, this is an all levels practice, great to do first thing in the morning. And we are going to begin actually just in a tabletop pose on hands and knees. So bring your palms under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and spread your fingertips nice and wide. Draw the lower belly in. So really try to flatten out through your upper back and through your lower back. We're going to reach our right leg up and back, roll your right hip down so your thigh, your knee, and your toes point to the floor. Notice now if you're dropping and swaying through your lower back, really activate through your abs, and you might hold here, or you can reach your left arm up and over, bicep parallel to your ear. Take an inhale to lengthen, and as you exhale, round and contract, bring your elbow and knee together to touch. 3 more like this. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, contract. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Last one. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, contract. And now we'll step our right foot forward in between our palms to the top of the mat. And you're just going to pivot your back foot towards the back of your mat. So towards that right long edge. So I want my left shin to be parallel to the back of the mat. Right toes are pointing forward. Kittens are biting me. Into our side low lunge. So you're just bending deeply into that right knee. You can take your Gyan Mudra, thumb and index finger together, left hand on your hip, and you're just pressing and squeezing that knee and that thigh down. So a big inner thigh stretch. This might have been a mistake. Stop. And now push into that front foot so you can straighten the right leg. Turn that right foot, you can't see. Turn that right foot parallel to the shorter edge of your mat, and we'll take our Gait Pose. Start with a side bend. Left arm reaches up and over. Side body stretch. Squeeze to lift it back up and bring your left hand all the way down to the mat. Reach your right arm straight up to the sky. Point through your right toes, and you're going to float and lift that right leg up. And we're just going to tap the toes down and squeeze to lift them up. And just keep going here. Try to keep the stability anchored in your left shoulder. Looking wherever helps you balance. Tapping down for 3, 2, 1. Come out the same way that we came. Right hand to your hip. Squeeze to push to lift up. And start to rotate back so you're facing forward. And before we go to the other side, hinge at your hips as you stretch into your hamstrings. And you can keep your hands up, or you can bring your fingertips down to the floor. Hi, guys. Number 4 is going to make his appearance, I think. There you go. All right, let's bend into that front knee. Before we go to the second side, find downward dog first. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. Feet are hip width distance apart. And go ahead and paddle out the feet. Relax your neck, relax your head. Draw your lower belly in. Hi, Julie. Tabletop pose. Let's bring our knees down to the mat and align yourself so you have your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. We're going to stretch that left leg up and back, roll your hip down, draw your lower belly in, and then only if you'd like to go further, you can also stretch and reach your right arm forward. Really focus on contracting through your lower abdominals. As you exhale, bring your elbow and knee together to touch, round and contract. 3 more here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach, and exhale, contract. Last one, inhale, and exhale, round. And we'll step that left foot forward in between our palms, or wherever you can get it, coming into a side low lunge. So bring your right foot to the left long edge of your mat. You want your right shin to be parallel to the back of the mat, left toes and left foot pointing forward with your knee. Maybe that Gyan Mudra again. And really think of squeezing that left hip open, keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips. And these morning practices are a good opportunity to set the intention for the day ahead. And start to push into that left foot and turn your foot parallel to the long edge of your mat into your gait pose, side body stretch, right arm extends up and over. Really long lift here. Ow, that's my toe. Coming all the way up, right hand comes down to the mat and stack your left arm directly over the top. Point through your left foot and squeeze to lift your left leg off the mat. And we're just going to do our same toe taps here. We have about 10 or so. Just getting that foot to be at the same height as our hip or as the shoulder. Trying not to wobble side to side. And keep going for 3, 2, 1. Plant the foot, left hand to your hip. Engage your abdominals to lift up and start to rotate so you're facing the front of your mat again. Flex that front foot and initiate your forward fold as you hinge from your hips. Fingertips can come down to the floor if that's appropriate for your body here. Wish you could hear him purr. Start to bend into that front knee. We're going to come into our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet hip width distance apart. And maybe you're able to get your heels a little closer to the mat this time. Let's reach our right leg up to the sky, bend your right knee, open up your hip, and really lean over towards that left hand and left leg. We'll come into our pigeon pose, bring your right knee behind your right wrist, square off the pelvis, and you might need to keep your hips lifted up if they don't quite make it all the way down. You can make this easier by bringing your heel in towards the inner groin. You make it harder by bringing your shin a little bit more parallel to the top of the mat. And find a little back bend here first as you extend and open through your heart. Roll your shoulders back. And then fold any amount that works for you. Maybe staying up on your forearms or coming all the way down to the mat. These guys are fighting. And we'll take a good 5 slow, steady breaths here. Maybe. Start to walk your hands in as you lift your chest up nice and slow. We'll ease back into that downward facing dog. Walking out the legs. And whenever you're ready, we'll just switch sides. So this time, left leg stretches up and back, bend your knee, open your hip, really squeeze and lean over to the right a little more before finding your pigeon pose. So angling your shin and your foot to whatever position feels the best. And just because something happened on one side doesn't mean it's going to happen again here. So for me, it's a little bit stiffer on the left. Just make those adjustments. And begin first by finding a little back bend, rolling your shoulders back, finding a nice lift through your chest, grounding through your pelvis. And then we'll fold all the way down, or as low as you would like, for 5 slow, steady breaths. Let's start to walk the hands back. We'll find our final downward facing dog. Last time in this pose. So move in any way that feels good here. And just taking a little vinyasa, inhale, come all the way forward into your plank pose, strong through your shoulders and through your belly, lower down. Bhujangasana, cobra pose, inhale. And exhale to lower Balasana, wide like a child's pose. Bring your knees together to touch, bring your toes together to touch and your knees apart. 5 deep breaths here. And one last time, asking yourself what your intention is for the day ahead. Maybe by simply choosing one word. Melt your shoulders towards the mat. And let's start to walk it in. And just come to take a seat in any way that is comfortable for your hips and for your lower back. Sitting up nice and tall. And join your hands together at the front of your heart. Focusing on this one word that you are choosing as your intention for the day. And let's set this intention together with the chant of Om one time. Inhale to chant, big breath in. Namaste. Thank you so very much for doing this morning yoga practice with myself as well as with the kittens. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to stay a little longer, you could do this 5-minute meditation right here. And I would love to know what word you've chosen as your intention for the day. Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you again tomorrow morning for more morning yoga.